the good news of the gospel. The true gospel is nothing but good news. No shame, no condemnation, no embarrassment. It's pure joy. 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 That's all it is. Pure joy. Enjoying your relationship with the Father through what the Son accomplished on the cross. The good news. It's all good. From beginning to end. From your birth to your death. 100% joy. It affects every aspect of your life. Even the way you breathe. Once you understand the goodness of the gospel. Every breath you take is so effortless, so free. It's a praise and a shout from deep within your being. Every breath. Look what he did for us. Every breath. Every time you breathe, it's a shout. Hallelujah. Woohoo! Look what took place. Do you see that? It's a constant celebration. Around the clock. That's all I can think about. Is look what was done. It's a complete celebration. I was once told you can't live in the celebration continually, brother. It's just not possible. Well, it is. Okay. But even in death, there's no sting. Sting has lost its death. And this is true. Not everybody gets to witness this. But once you are with someone and they are full of the good news and they're passing, they're breathing their last, they're celebrating their last on the earth, they're laughing, they are smiling, there's no sadness, there are tears, but they're tears of joy. And yes, we will miss these people after they pass. But the point is, it's a happy occasion. Someone is returning to above. Their spirit is returning to the Father. It doesn't get any better than that. Someone is returning to above. They're going back to where they came from. The Father says, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. He knew us before we were born of the earthly flesh. He knew us before we were formed in our mother's womb. He knew us. He had plans for us. He had conversations with us. So when our time on this earth, in this world, is up and we return to Him, our spirit being returns to Him, that's a happy deal. That's a happy occasion. My wife was able to witness this one time. A woman literally passed away and she was laughing. And she went with such a smile on her face that it affected other people in that room. It changed their lives and the way they thought about things. It was truly amazing. I remember about a dozen years ago, I was rushed to the hospital. My wife said, well, it seems like you're going to be okay. I'm just going to go home and check on the kids. And the doctors were standing there and they said, no, you really don't want to leave his side. And she looked at me and I was laying there and I was laughing and I was just cracking jokes, having a good time. But I wasn't worried and I wasn't scared. And we were informed that I most likely only had a few hours left. But it didn't affect our mood. We were happy, we were joyful. We weren't worried about anything because we knew whatever took place in the next few hours, everything was going to be okay. You see? And they called in my pastor, you know, to tell me goodbye. And the poor man, I know he felt like he was duped because he showed up and I was laying there smiling and was even had a laugh going on. But the doctors explained to him the situation, so you know he sombered up real quick and was like, you know. So anyway, poor guy felt like he was duped, but they informed him. But the funny thing was, I fell asleep, and everybody thought, well, that's it. But the next morning, I woke up, and in about a month, I fully recovered, was back to normal. I don't know what normal is, but anyway, I was back to my routine. But my wife never was sad, or you know, there was no sting. There was no sadness. You know, because she knew everything was going to be okay. See, even in death, there's no sting. It's just pure joy. So when you're under the influence, oh boy, this causes an inebriation to the true gospel. Finished works. Just thinking about what Jesus did and how free we are. You know, I just read on Facebook the other day this really awesome quote is, the truth will set you free because the truth is you're already free. You're free as a bird. You're free. No restraints, no cage. You're free. You're free, you're free, you're free. We are so free. The good news. That's why they call it the good news. I even visited a church one time in Riverside, California. Name of the church was The Good News. Spent a week there. Had a blast. I loved the pastor, the people, and they were all about the good news. It's just that simple. Uncomplicated. Don't mess it up with a bunch of overthinking it. It's just good news. Hey, thanks for listening. Love you. Bye.